Hey, it's Chris for Just for Flips. We are on episode number 5 of our note training. Today we're going to talk about note flipping and why to flip notes. So why would you flip a note? Well, I've been in the real estate business for 24 years. I don't know how many meetups I've gone to, conversations I've had, people at the courthouse I've met, coffee meetings, happy hours. I don't even know. But I can tell you that I've probably met 2 guys that have been in the note flipping business. Like, that's their business. And I can tell you, out of all the people I've met, 2 is a small number for all the real estate people I have met. So that's why it's probably a good reason to get in the note flipping business. Your competition versus whether you're a fix and flipper, whether you're a wholesaler, or whatever you're doing in an agent, whatever you're doing in the housing market, being a note flipper is going to be way less competition. I think the number is like 100,000 seller finance notes are generated every year. And if you think that I've met a couple thousand people and there's 2 that were note flippers, you can imagine that the competition is way less. Now, to flip a note, you're going to just have to do the standard marketing. You're going to have to figure out and order the data from the counter recorder on seller finance notes. And once again, we are in the marketing business. We are not in the real estate business. We're in the marketing business. So you just go get the data on seller finance notes, and you can go get that data for all over the United States if you want to, because you can do this virtually, just like you can do wholesaling virtually. You can do note flipping virtually. A lot of times you're going to do your due diligence on the property, right? The borrower, and then the paper, right? What's the chain of the paper? But when you go do research on seller finance notes, we're going to look at the borrower, the paper, property. So, you can do that due diligence. You can Redfin the property. You can send somebody by to appraise the property for you, or get a broker price opinion on it. You can obviously get a copy of the paper. So we're going to market to these sellers. Same way we could send letters. We can do cold calling. We can do texting, just like we do a lot of our current marketing strategies when we're buying houses. And then, you're going to have a salesperson, or you're going to have to be the salesperson, and you're going to build rapport and find people that want to sell their notes. Now, why would they want to sell their notes? Just like everything else, people's lives change. They set up this seller finance note. Maybe it was a 15-year, maybe it was a 30-year. And now they want to sell the note. So generally, we talk about notes. Notes sell at a discount based on our due diligence. So I'm going to use $100,000 as an example. Let's say it's a $100,000 notes, been payments on it. Maybe it's down to $90,000. Well, we might not offer them. We're not going to offer them the $90,000 for the note, but maybe the property's worth $200,000. So the collateral is really good. Something that might be maybe the interest rate's a 6. Well, current inflation's at like 6 or 7. So, you're kind of breaking even, but you definitely, I would want a better than a 6% return. So when we buy notes at a discount, let's just say we can buy that note at 60 grand or 70 grand, right? We're getting a discount, so our return goes up. But what's great about this is there are some big note buyers out there. So when you're building a rapport, you're working with your note seller, you can take that note to one of the big note buyers and see what they'll pay you. Well, you get your offer. Maybe they're like, all right, we'd buy your note. Maybe we'll buy your note at $78,000. The note balance is 90. Maybe they'll give you 78. Now you got your number. You go back to your seller and say, hey, we can give you $70,000 for your note. All right. So you got your end buyer. You go back. They agree to take their $70,000. They're basically taking a little over a 20% haircut, but I've seen people take way bigger haircuts than that on houses. And then you're just doing all the paperwork in the middle. Have your buyer, have your seller, get your note basically assigned with your contract and everything. And then you sell it to your end buyer. And then you just take the money in the middle. Same thing that we do with houses. You're just doing it with notes. A house is an asset. A note is an asset. It's all the same systems. Marketing, selling, conversations with the seller, finding our buyer. Now, as you get in this business, maybe you got in the business of buying notes because you wanted to maybe buy a house, or you trying to build some cash flow. So you're going to buy some notes, and you're going to buy some notes at a discount, and you're going to generate good returns. Well, eventually you might run out of cash, and you might have more leads because there's not a whole lot of people doing it compared to the house flipping, and then you have more leads than you have cash. So you do a hybrid model where you're getting notes, you're wholesaling the ones you don't want, keeping the ones you do want in your portfolio, and then you get some active income and some passive income. Once again, what's great about notes is you don't have to worry about the toilets, termites, trash, right? The T's. So you just get the passive income, which is great. And then, like I said, in the note buying, we buy those at a discount, we get better yields. We buy some distressed notes. We get some really, really good yields. And then obviously in buying distressed notes, we can also possibly get the property. I know, like I said, people come to me all the time and say, "Hey, Chris, what about tax liens? Is that a way to buy a property?" No, not really. That's a way to get a really low yield, even worse than buying discounted notes. So discounted notes can give you higher yields, possibly a property, and then we can do the assignment thing, and we can also flip notes. Thanks for jumping on the video. That is it for this version of this class on Note School. Once again, I'll see you in the next video. See you.